Hi, I'm Charlie from CookingSecretsForMen.com, and we are continuing our series, Cooking with Milwaukee Community Leaders, and I'm very pleased to have as my guest today, Art Serna. Art,
great to be here.
good to see you.
Thank you.
Art is the CEO of City on a Hill, which is a nonprofit here in Milwaukee, dealing with the youths of Milwaukee, as Joe Pesci so eloquently put it, and my cousin Vinny. But
I love that movie, by the way.
Yes, well, it's a great movie. But so City on a Hill, we'll talk about that in a minute or so. But I want to talk about your growing up, your background. So you're born and raised in Texas.
Yes.
And you went to University of Texas for undergrad, and then you went to UT San Antonio for your master's. So talk about your journey from your early years through matriculating in your graduate studies.
Sure. Thank you. I think a lot about my grandfather. He was a farm worker down in South Texas. The United States had the Bracero program to bring a lot of immigrant workers up from Mexico into Texas. So my family settled down there in South Texas, and my parents' generation were the ones that began to learn the language, English language, and they worked in Texas, but had their home in Mexico, Reynosa, the border town. So when I was born in McAllen, Texas, but we lived in Reynosa. So I was, my parents thought they were having their firstborn. They found out when they went to hospital they were having twins. So that was a big surprise. I only had one name. I'm a twin. I'm the oldest of twins, and so I got named after my dad. So it's on my birth certificate it's Arturo, and I go by Art now. I went to school K through third in Mexico. So Spanish was my first language. It's still spoken in my parents' home as a primary language, and it wasn't until the fourth grade that we matriculated into the American educational system, and we started learning the language. And then eventually most of my family, my aunts and uncles, all settled into South Texas. But I had great teachers, Charlie, over time that really put me in a trajectory to succeed. I was in a full immersion program initially, and then I got transferred soon after, like the latter of the fifth grade, into a full English immersion program. I think that was really important for me and what I needed at that time. And that group of kids ended up being the top 10 eventually as we went up in school. And my counselor happened to go to the University of Texas. And she just said, like, why not?
Right. So good. And then you got your master's in
management of technology.
Okay. So you have an IT background as well as, and your undergrad was in
astronomy.
Good. So
I love math and science. Yeah. I love calculus. It was a lot of fun.
So after college, you worked as a youth program coordinator, and then kind of moved into some community development work and education work. And then eventually you were tapped to be the executive director for Teach for America in Oklahoma. So talk about that part of your career.
Yeah, so I'll just say this. So because of educators, I was the valedictorian in my class. Business owners stepped up and covered the full ride to University of Texas. So I saw the power of philanthropy and the power of education. And I also saw the need of those students that could make it through. And so I was really became a personal passion how to work with families.
Right.
So after that, working for Teach for America, I was at the point in my life that I was looking at systems change. How do you reach more kids like me, first gen kids? And so Teach for America helped me see a model that you can take an entire system, my educational system, and do what needed to be done to have a high bar, high expectations, and help kids succeed.
Okay. So in 2021, you were picked and became the CEO of City on a Hill here in Milwaukee. So talk a little bit about the mission of City on a Hill, some of the things that are ongoing now. There's just an event for City on a Hill a couple weeks ago, 2 blocks from here, which was very hard to walk for me. And some of the success stories for City on a Hill.
Sure. So I knew at Teach for America that I wasn't born to be an educator. So I wanted to do everything else that a child needs to alongside strong academics. So City on a Hill is about restoring hope, enhancing quality of life, and advancing justice. So there's an aspect of systems change, but it's really a family wraparound program that comes around the household and equips a child to succeed and thrive. So we have a medical part of what we do. So I know in my personal life, my mom went through a journey with cancer, and one of those events can be so economically disruptive for family,
Sure.
and she had no insurance at the time. So I know how important it can be. So we do a lot on the medical side for those who have no insurance. We have a youth center after school that we do a lot of supportive and literacy. If you can't read, you can't become a leader, I think. And so we do a lot of that. And then beyond that, because we manage over 100,000 square feet of property near Marquette, we co-locate other mission-aligned social enterprises, nonprofits, to help us in the family mobility program. And I think we talk a lot about restoring hope. If individuals like kids who are first gen, if their family's struggling, even if they make it, that's still a drag on their future because they're seeing household uncles, aunts, grandparents still struggle.
Right.
So we believe we have to come alongside of them to support that entire household.
That's great. It's a great program, and I know I knew a little bit about it before from Reverend Harvey, going to your event and reading up. But some of the kids were just amazing that spoke at the event. So, we talked a little bit about this, but you moved from Texas and Oklahoma to Milwaukee. You moved from the Southwest, to an industrial town here in the Midwest. So talk a little bit about that culture shock.
Yeah, I mean, I've always, I was in Austin and Oklahoma City. There were seats of government. So being in Wisconsin now, it's not Madison, but it's still the largest city. Some of the culture shock for us, unless we live in Milwaukee now. My family lives in Milwaukee, so experiencing an alley, basements, that's a culture shock. We weren't used to that.
Right.
I think Oklahoma sort of prepared us with the storm shelters in terms of like having a lower level.
Right.
But then also really the starkness of the segregation in neighborhoods was different. So we've seen segregation in other cities, but it wasn't as stark as Milwaukee. Yeah. So experiencing that has been, in the last 3 years that I've been here, a culture shock, and learning the history of why that is in Milwaukee. It really helps me get up every day and feel fulfilled in the work that we're doing.
Well, as I know you know, Milwaukee's one of the poorest cities in the United States. It's also one of the most segregated. And the work that is being done in the community by groups like City on a Hill is hopefully changing that narrative as best it can. I mean, you can't overcome generations of systemic issues overnight.
We talk about Princess a lot. She was a young lady that came to us when she was a child and really got poured into, mentored, coached through our staff over the years. And to see her just last year graduate from the UW system, and incredible voice, gifted artist in that way, singing the national anthem at their graduation, and doing incredible work in leadership in her community in Madison. It's just powerful. We know that we're doing the right stuff, and we're just thinking through how do we do more of it at scale, like entire neighborhoods versus just one family.
Sure. So talk a little bit about your family.
Sure. So I met my wife in Austin. She has a chemistry background in teaching. We married.
You're in full circle there with the math and science.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, we're kind of focused that way. She's a very good athlete. She played Friday Night Lights. I don't remember that movie, that school. So she was at that school when that was happening. She's a gymnast, won in state and nationals. So we've always enjoyed sports and athletics. I was a basketball player and track. So that aspect has been important in our lives. But we met, had 2 kids, a boy and a girl, and in Austin, and we enjoy hiking as a family. So the park system in Milwaukee and just Wisconsin has been such an incredible gift to us.
There's a lot of them, and that is a natural resource that is well taken care of within our environment here. Some close and some a little bit of a trek, but there are a lot of them.
And we love the fall.
All right, so I'm going to give you one of our aprons. Which,
right.
Look at it, and I'm doing it the right time this time. Why did you put that on? Why don't you tell us what we're preparing today?
Yeah, so today we're gonna be preparing a chicken tostadas. Super simple.
Okay.
Like if you got a dinner on a whim, it's very, very easy to make, and I enjoyed them as a kid growing up in South Texas. So I look forward to teaching everyone how to do it.
Good.
And how to get it done.
All right, so we've done a little bit of prep work. We're gonna move back behind us, and then we got a few things to warm and get ready, and then we'll put it together, and then I guess we have to eat it.
I love it.
Okay, good. Have you had breakfast?
No.
So
we're
good. Well, this is our breakfast for tomorrow. We're having tostadas for breakfast. A beautiful, and we had a cafe corza. That's what my wife has for breakfast all the time.
Okay.
Is tostada. So give us a minute. We'll be right back. All right. Art's got his apron on, and we're going to get started on the tostadas. So they're there, and we've got our oven heated to 400. I just want to point out that we have some relatively fresh ones there, but they're not hard like these. There are already store-made tostadas that are hard. We're not going to do that. We're going to actually put them in the oven. So Art, take it away.
All right, so we're gonna start by putting some of this on this baking sheet on there. My kids love these, Charlie, because they just love the, it reminds them about their heritage.
Sure.
My wife is white, blue-eyed, and this kind of connects us to the culture when we do stuff like this. And when Dad gets to cook, they can just enjoy that with Dad. And so this is one of my favorite dishes to cook with them. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna take a little bit of olive oil, and then put them in the oven for about 4 minutes on each side. Just a little bit of.
So a little olive oil.
I'll start with this one and just kind of spread them out.
Yeah, so this will both give a little flavor. And
Yeah, now the quickness of this particular recipe that we're using today is we're using rotisserie chicken. That makes it super quick. It's already got some kind of marinade on it already. So we'll put this aside. We're going to put it in the oven.
Okay. We're going to go into the oven. We'll put it on for about 3-4 minutes each side.
Yep.
And then while the tostadas are warming, we're going to put our chicken together.
Yeah. So this is about 3 full cups of rotisserie chicken. It's already been taken off and prepared, heated up a bit. So we're gonna just put it all in this bowl. And I love to make my food. My daughter doesn't like, she likes to keep everything separate, but this is a simple dish. You can just combine everything together.
Sure.
That's what I like. All right, so what we're gonna start, we've got the chicken here. We're gonna put some lime juice as a part of it. I'm gonna get some extra in here. We've got some already prepared, but I like the lime juice.
So we've got about over 3 limes we're juicing. So we've already done 2, and this is the 3rd one. Had to put Art to work.
There you go. This is my grip. I still got it.
There you go. All right, so we've got lime juice going in.
Okay, thank you. This is one of my favorite things to use in dishes, that's cilantro. All right, so we've got 6 tablespoons of cilantro that's going into the mix. Then we're gonna put our spices in. So we've got cumin here. Charlie's got some nice cumin, an India ground cumin in here. So we got 1 1/2 tablespoons going in here. We've got, you don't have to use chili, but we're gonna use some chili to give it some spice.
This is New Mexico red chili from my son lives in San Antonio. Santa Fe.
All right.
And he sent that to me because they're big on chilies.
Oh, I can smell that.
Yeah.
It's amazing. So that's 3-4 teaspoons of it. You can put some garlic on here. So 1 1/2 teaspoon of garlic powder, and then salt and pepper to taste. And you've got, can you say a little bit more? It's a mix of garlic, onion.
This is my spice blend. It's salt, pepper, onion, garlic, all combined together.
All right.
So we're gonna, and what else do we have in there? So that's it, right?
That's it for now. So we're just gonna mix it up.
There we go.
My sinuses are cleared up. They're all in one. It's wonderful. That looks amazing. Okay.
All right. Olive is loving it here.
Yeah.
So we come back over to the oven. Art's gonna pull out.
Oh,
Here.
you got the glove. There you go. I'll just use
We'll just turn these over real quickly.
You know, corn tortillas were, as a kid growing up in Mexico, just going to the tortilleria. That's one of those smells, like they ask you what are smells that take you back to when you were a kid.
Right.
And that's for me, just coming into one with the smell of the corn coming through is just something I'll never forget.
Well, that was Jason Gonzalez.
Yep.
From Fourth Dimension Recovery.
Yep.
Said exactly the same thing. So he made homemade tortillas when he was here a couple weeks ago.
Really?
So but he said the exact same thing. That was his memory of growing up, is smelling those his grandmother made in the mornings.
It's amazing. So I'm gonna keep moving this. If you could show us how to use your the avocado, we're gonna slice them.
Sure. The avocado slicer, pretty simple. This is a little tool that I've used before, and so very simply, the top of the tool, rounded edge, fits the rounded edge of the avocado, and you just pull right through, and perfect avocado slices. So I'm going to do this for the other two. These will be the other 3 halves, and then we'll have these avocado slices put on.
Well, Charlie, you know that's going on my Christmas wish list on Amazon. I don't have one of those.
They're great little tools. They're great for presentation. All right, so we've got our avocados ready to go.
Just now a couple, like 2 more minutes on the tortillas, so they're nice and crispy.
Right.
So what we're going to do after the tortillas are done, we're going to be starting to put them together.
Right.
So what we're going to have here on the side, can we show folks?
Well, why don't we get the tortillas out, and then we'll set this area up,
Okay,
and then
perfect.
we'll put it together. All right, I think we're ready to pull out the corn tortillas.
All right, here we go.
Yum. Ooh, they smell great. And you can see they're a little more looking good. So we'll serve them on, put them together and serve them on this.
Yep.
I'll hold it. This is me helping. So these will be mine, and I guess I need another platter for you, Art.
All right, come on now.
Okay. I guess we can share.
There you go. That's the spirit.
All right, so we'll move these over. All righty, so what we got here?
All right, so we've got all the spread here. So we've got the chicken that we prepared. We've got some lettuce. We got some red onions. We've got some salsa. We've got some refried beans. We have some queso fresco. We've got some tomatoes, the avocado, and some additional cilantro because I love it so much. So we can get started. I'll just show you with one.
Okay, we warmed the refried beans.
Yep. So we just depend to your liking. You start with the refried beans. Just kind of spread them around. There you go, just like that.
Okay.
Put some of the chicken in there. Oh, that looks so juicy. So great.
Smells great.
Yeah.
So refried beans.
All right. There you go.
Chickens.
Put some lettuce in there.
Guess we have to have something healthy on this.
There you go. Something like looks green. There you go. Put some tomatoes.
Okay. And obviously this is completely customizable for whatever you like.
Yeah, you can have, that's what I love. You know, my son, that question of like, what would you have if it was the last meal on earth or the only meal you could eat? And stuff like this is what he would like because you could change it so much.
All right, so you just put on the queso fresco.
Yeah.
I've got some avocado slices. Done perfectly with our little avocado slicer.
Yep. And then let me actually put some, I don't know, I guess if you like cilantro, you can put some more. And then you've got some salsa at the top. That
All right,
looks
look at
amazing.
that.
Look at that.
Wow. All right, so we're gonna finish the rest of these, and then we're going to sit down, and then we're gonna eat them. All right.
Amazing.
We'll be back in a minute. All right, here we are. So, check this out. So, Art, tell us what we got here.
Well, we got chicken tostadas with rotisserie chicken and all of the compliments. The colors pop so well. I can't wait to eat them.
Well, going to. This is breakfast, so you go first. You're the guest.
All right. I'm
I'm gonna put my napkin in my lap.
Let me just make sure I can move it across. But yeah, oh my gosh, that looks amazing.
And we have a little extra salsa in case we need it. I'll put that there. I gotta get the biggest one. Oh, this has more avocado, so I'll just take that one.
There you go. It's the smell of the lime and the cilantro. It's amazing.
Alrighty, nothing left to do but give it a taste. As I was telling you before, that this is my wife's favorite breakfast when we go out to Cafe Corazon, which is that's a Sunday brunch place that we like. All right.
Well, I'll beat you to the punch. It's really good, Charlie.
Delicious.
This is wonderful, isn't it? That's great.
The lime really punches.
Yeah, feel it? I like the red onion in there. It's really good.
That's great. Okay, maybe a little more. Everybody's jealous as they walk by and say, "What are you guys eating in there?"
And with the rotisserie, I mean, you can make this in 20 minutes.
This is a perfect cooking secrets for men recipe, because you want to make things that are both tasty and easy. Don't cost $1 million, and you can put it on the table on a Tuesday night in less than 30 minutes. So that's exactly what this is. I mean, the thing that takes the longest is probably taking the chicken off the rotisserie.
Yeah, and if you do buy the tostadas, like you said, that's even faster. They're already ready to go.
Okay. All right, so I want to thank Art for stopping by today, this morning, and helping prepare. Actually, he did prepare. I didn't do anything.
He did the avocado.
Oh, I did the avocado. Right. But yeah, it's great to have you here. City on the Hill is a wonderful organization doing good work in our city. It's trying to make the city a better place, and that's why we do this, is to shine a light on people who are trying to make our city a better place. So please like and subscribe and comment on our videos. We always appreciate that. Watch some of our other videos on the Cooking with Community Leaders. And as always, thanks for watching.